Slay J here from Talk Nerdy to Me, and I'm here to talk nerdy to you about Godzilla 1. Just wanted to update you on our grading scale. Our grading scale is pretty much self explanatory. It's buy, stream, or pass. Let me just start off by prefacing a few things. The movie is in subtitles, so that means that it is in Japanese. Also, I am just some white, fat American that does not speak Japanese, so I will be mispronouncing some names in this review, so please bear with me. I did go into this movie with some high expectations due to the sources that I trust, saying that this was a great movie. Godzilla 1 is based around a character named Shikishima, who was a failed kamikaze pilot in World War II. During that time, there was an altercation with Godzilla, and there ended up only being two survivors, Shikishima and Tachibana. We start off by following the story of Shikishima and how he's dealt with his PTSD from that altercation. He ends up meeting a woman, her name is Noriko, who has a child, and he ends up taking them in as his own. Shikishima ends up joining a group of minesweepers who actually ended up being some ex-Japanese military people. Shikishima ends up telling them the story about Godzilla. They kind of just laugh at him and kind of think he's crazy. But then not too much longer, Godzilla appears. They end up having an altercation with Godzilla. Luckily, they were spared, but this other ship was destroyed. It was awesome seeing just the power of Godzilla in this, and you end up finding out that Godzilla has the healing ability of kind of like Deadpool and Wolverine. Not too much longer after that, Godzilla ends up attacking this town of Ginza and levels it with his heat ray blast. It's cool, you saw like this, like it charged up his tail and threw his back on his like little spike things. I don't know what they're called. Unfortunately, Noriko ends up being in kind of like a blast radius of that, and Shikishima is unable to save her. With the brevity of the situation, one of his minesweeper friends ends up revealing that he was an ex-naval engineer, and he comes up with this plan that will use Freon tanks to surround Godzilla and force it to the depths. The concept is to crush it with just the pressure of going down to the bottom of the ocean. He also devised a backup plan just in case that didn't work, of using these flotation devices to pull Godzilla back up to the surface, which the theory is to use explosive decompression to destroy Godzilla. Okay, so I don't want to give too much away of the story, so let me just say I was expecting a completely different movie out of this. I was expecting an action movie like an American one where there's no story, but then I was pleasantly surprised with this one. The character development, the story, the way that the interaction with the characters, it just felt so humbling, real. I just got sucked into the story to where I was just expecting death, destruction, kind of like any other Godzilla movie we have seen, especially the Godzilla vs. Kong and those type of movies. I also just want to say that it was refreshing that Godzilla wasn't the main focal point of the movie, which sounds kind of weird, but I embraced the characters in this movie. I also just want to give a shout out to the acting in this movie. I really felt the anguish from each character. I also was rooting for each character too, their little side stories, and of course Shikishima, the main character in this movie, he was great. Overall, due to the story, the character development, the fact that there was no plot holes, which was amazing, and the heartwarming ending makes this movie a truly big buy for me. This is definitely worth spending money on. I know I want to go see this again, and I definitely will because I want to see if I missed anything the first time. I just want to thank you for letting me talk nerdy to you today, and stay nerdy, planet Earth.